पाकिस्तानियों सब ठीक तो है ना? Maybe not. It turns out Pakistan is the ninth unhappiest nation on earth. A study released this month has ranked the mental well-being of 71 countries across the globe, and Pakistan has achieved an average score of 60 for mental health quality. The study by US-based open data platform Sapien Labs found that 28% of respondents from Pakistan were in a state of mental distress or struggling to cope with their mental health, while less than 10% reported themselves as thriving in their mental health. More than 18,000 Pakistanis were surveyed by the nonprofit for the fourth edition of its study, among more than 500,000 global respondents. The highest performing countries were notably far from the richest: the Dominican Republic, Sri Lanka, and Tanzania. Sri Lanka, which has faced many of the same issues as Pakistan over the last few years, had half the proportion of people in distress or struggling with their mental health, and more than 50% of their population were succeeding or thriving in their mental health. The unhappiest nation was Uzbekistan, followed by the UK and South Africa. The study focused on 6 dimensions: mood and outlook, drive and motivation, cognition, social self, mind body connection, and adaptability and resilience. Pakistan's best metric was for adaptability and resilience at 86. This measured the ability to shift your behavior and outlook in response to changing circumstances and coping with setbacks. A score of 81 was also achieved on drive and motivation, measuring the ability to work towards goals and complete activities in daily life. However, the nation's mood and outlook, the ability to manage and regulate emotions and to have an optimistic outlook for the future, and social self, interacting and relating to yourself with respect to others, were low at 61 and 64 respectively. The study also found women scored significantly worse than men, with a difference of more than 9 points on average. Sri Lanka was the region's happiest nation, while Pakistan performed mildly better than neighbor India, which was the 8th unhappiest, while Bangladesh ranked 11th unhappiest. Other nations that came joint ninth with Pakistan were Kazakhstan, Ukraine, Bolivia, and Kyrgyzstan. Beyond numbers, though, Pakistan is facing a mental health crisis that has an untold and unspoken impact on the country's physical and monetary well being. According to Al Khan University, an estimated 50 million Pakistanis suffer with mental health, nearly 1 in 4 people. Societal stigmas and a lack of awareness can mean people do not seek help. Even if they wanted to, currently 90% of those needing help cannot even access vital support. Suicide statistics are not collected at a national or provincial level, but medical studies have shown that this is an area in need of critical attention. Recent incidents like the flooding in 2022, the inflation crisis, and the COVID-19 pandemic only compounded these issues. The problem is not confined to any social class, gender, or background. There are just 500 psychologists and 400 qualified psychiatrists in Pakistan who cannot change the tide alone. An atmosphere of understanding and tolerance is needed to preserve life and sanity. Here are some organizations that may be able to offer some help, but if you know of any more, please share in the comments. If you think this video could be useful to someone, please share. And if you like your news delivered to you in an easy to understand, non sensationalist manner, consider subscribing to Samjo.